love, what's up? Welcome to Confidently Uncomfortable. I'm your host, Jago, health and lifestyle coach and not-so-regal confidence queen. Coming at you with the real, the raw, and of course, the uncomfortable. My mission is to show you that to be confident, it has absolutely nothing to do with being perfect or having it all together, and everything to do with you getting uncomfortable and pushing your limits. Thanks for joining me. Let's dive in. What's up? Okay, I'm going to get right to it. I have a question for you. How many of you feel like you are constantly apologizing? Like in your day, if you could count, how many times do you feel like you're always saying, I'm sorry, like after you express your opinion, or apologizing when you walk into a room and make too much noise, or apologizing if you disagree with someone, or apologizing if you're in someone's way, quote unquote. I see this happen so much, and I'm going to talk about how you need to stop apologizing because I am a recovering people pleaser. Hello, this is me. I have been spending so much of my life trying to please everyone else around me, and that involved me apologizing for even having an opinion, apologizing for taking us up space, essentially. And so I don't know if this is you, but how many of you felt like you grew up feeling like you better not make too much noise, or don't make waves in the workplace, or be sure to smile and nod all the time. And if you disagree, apologize first so that, you don't want to upset anyone's feelings or rock the boat. And just never show any emotions or you're going to look weak, and always smile or you're going to obviously be a bitch because resting bitch face is a thing, right? Like you can't just sit there. You have to smile all the time. I felt this for so long. And it was like a voice inside my head always telling me to quiet down and tread carefully. And I don't know if it was like trying to keep me trapped in this idea of what a feminine person's supposed to be, but I'm done with it. Like, I'm so over it, and I want you to be too. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Because how dare you want to stick out and make noise and be yourself? Like, how dare you, right? No, I'm done with it. I told you guys, I'm seriously done. I feel like this voice inside our head has been trying to steal your shine and just tear you apart. And I don't want you to let it anymore. So I'm here to tell you to quiet that inner mean girl. So if you feel like you are constantly tearing yourself down, you're constantly making yourself feel bad, there's a lot of reasons that can be going on, but I want that to end now. I want you to stop allowing that voice inside your head to perpetuate every fear and self-conscious thought. Stop allowing it to project all of your fears and emotions into situations. And in case no one's told you today, I just want to stop and say, you are a star. You're meant to take up space. You deserve to be 120% unapologetically you, and you are the only you in the entire universe, and that means something. So I'll tell you a little bit more about my story as a people pleaser, and we're just going to get into that now. So I felt like whenever I was going into situations, I couldn't really voice how I felt, and I would just agree with what the room wanted, basically, right? Like I wanted everyone else to be happy, so I didn't really worry about my own happiness. I did this in my family. I did this in any kind of social setting, whatever that was. And I mean, it's nice. You don't have to be a terrible, dramatic person when it comes to making demands. It's not about that. It's just about having an opinion in general. It's like the whole concept of women not knowing what we want to eat for dinner and not wanting to make decisions. It's like, yeah, that's us. That's definitely me. I struggle to figure out what I want for dinner, but it's also because I've always felt like I couldn't make the decision. I wasn't allowed to almost. And so I'm done with that. I'm done with apologizing. I'm done with feeling like I have to justify anything that I do and then any opinions I have. So if you feel like this is you, then you need to keep listening. So with my story, how this relates to me in the gym, let's kind of back up there. So tell me if this is you. When you walk into the gym, your goal is to lose, right? It's to lose weight, it's to get smaller, it's to go into the cardio corner and and not make too much noise and not be noticed and then leave and you're done for the session, right? That was me for a very long time, to the point of like, that is all I would do. I was just a cardio bunny. I would just be in and out. And it was always with the intention of getting smaller because I was always the bigger girl. And I always felt like I was like bigger than most of my friends. And like, I just wanted to be, you know, girly and petite. And of course I was in dance class and you know how that goes. Like dancers are not, are not me, which is totally fine. I mean, I can still be an effing dancer, but when you're looking at dancers, like immediately as a young kid, you're like, oh, this looks a little different. I feel a little different. And I think that it got into my head for so long that I created this standard of who I was supposed to be, right? Like I was supposed to be petite and I was supposed to be fragile and dainty and quiet and nice, and that was like it, right? Like I couldn't be loud, which I am. I'm freaking loud. If you know me, I am like ridiculous. I'm a spaz. But something changed in my life, and fitness was a huge part of that. So I was really working towards finding my voice more after college, and strength training absolutely helped with that. So I started becoming a group fitness instructor, and that was amazing because I was able to take women along for the ride with me. So basically helping them also find a voice and feel confident and go to a fitness class where they weren't saying like, work out that hamburger, but instead they were saying, train like a superhero and work your hardest and be a badass and super like leave feeling stronger, and just really focusing on what really matters. And it's not about being smaller. It's about feeling empowered. And I started to feel that when I started to strength train, because I was going to the gym with a completely different mission. Instead of going to get smaller, I was going to get strong and get empowered and feel confident as hell because I was lifting heavier than I did last week, or I'd pushed myself more than I had in such a long time. And like, that is one of the most empowering feelings, like lifting heavy shit. Man, as a woman, it is the coolest thing ever. And it's funny because you're like, oh, I don't want to get bulky, or those thoughts start to just dwindle away. Because one, you're like, F it, I don't care, I like being strong. And then also you're like, it's not going to happen. So your entire focus shifts with your fitness journey. And so that's what happened with me. Instead of walking to the gym, trying to lose weight and trying to match, oh, this is bad, I'm just going to admit it, I would go to the cardio section and try to match, like I had to hit 1,200 calories or 1,000 calories burned, which, by the way, those calorie counters on your cardio machine, it's bullshit. It's not real. It's not legit. There's just too many other variables, so don't go based off that. But when it comes to that, I would just do that for hours. And the thing is that I wasn't doing it for myself. I wasn't doing it to train for a marathon. I was legitimately just doing it to get smaller. And it breaks my heart because so many people are still doing that. They're still working to be small. And I want to challenge you to be big. I want to challenge you to take up space. Take up space in this world because you deserve it. You are made to take up space. Stop trying to make yourself small and not heard and tiptoe around this world, because you deserve to have a voice. And if you feel like for so long you've not had an opinion or expressed it or gone into situations where you feel like you can actually voice how you're feeling, I want to challenge you to get uncomfortable and speak up for yourself. And that goes with relationships, friendships, work setting, like everything. Like, I want you to be your biggest advocate. Like, if your best friend was speaking badly about herself all the time, what would you say to her? You would tell her, girl, quit talking like that about yourself. You are gorgeous. You are amazing. You are unstoppable. And you know it. And say that to yourself. It's going to feel weird when you do it in the mirror in the morning when you're getting ready for work, but you absolutely need to. Put a little sticky note on your mirror and say that you are kind, you are smart, and you are important, because You are. You absolutely are. And I want you to realize that. And my mission, I truly believe I'm put on this earth to remind women to be confident in who they are and take up space, because your voice matters. Your body is beautiful. You are absolutely amazing, and you deserve to believe that. And that's why I'm here. I want to remind you that. So the other thing that's huge with learning to stand your ground, be confident, take up space is to kind of get over caring about what other people think. So a lot of times what holds us back from really expressing how we feel is we are worried about judgment. We're worried about feeling stupid or feeling vulnerable, really. It's like we're afraid to be vulnerable. But one thing I want to remind you is that vulnerability is strength. Man, like if you can put yourself out there, and that's where the whole be confidently uncomfortable. So know that hey, this might be kind of hard to voice my opinion right now because I'm scared as hell, but I'm going to do it anyways. That is so strong. And then once you do, you're going to feel so much better. And that's what I really want to challenge you to do is stop worrying about what other people think all the time, because honestly, what they think about you doesn't matter in the long run, even if you can justify it with other reasons. But the thing is, what matters most is what you think about you. And if you feel like you're not able to really be 100% authentic and you day to day in your life, that's going to be really hard to live with down the road. And I want to challenge you to stop worrying about what other people think. So little mindset thing right now. What if you woke up tomorrow and went through your entire day not caring what other people think? Not caring. What would change? What space and time would be created in your mind once all the self-judgment has left your thoughts? Including, every time you have that negative thought, think about all that time and that space that we could just take away from that. What progress could you make in your career and your life if you were just confident as hell with everything you do, and you stopped worrying about what other people think of you and start worrying about your own self-love? Whose words would no longer weigh you down? Imagine the weight that would be lifted. You can make this a reality. Seriously, you can. I've done it, and you can too. We spend so much freaking time caring about what other people think. It's time to stop giving a fuck. Sorry, but it is. It really is, because I spent so much time caring about what other people think and just trying to please them all the time. In the big scheme of things, if they are important to me, they're going to stay by my side. And if they're not, they're not. And the sooner you realize that and you let go of the outcome and you can just be yourself, it feels so good. Let me tell you, from the other side of things, I am so much happier now that I am focused on my own needs and my own desires, opposed to worrying about everyone else in the room, right? And it's not selfish. It's not selfish. I want to remind you that. So if you have that inner mean girl going on right now, listen, quiet her by being vulnerable, by putting yourself out there, and by finding your voice, okay? It's not something that's going to happen overnight. Listen, every day you have to work on that confidence. You are not just going to wake up and be like, oh, today I'm confident, I feel awesome. I still struggle with it some days. But if you are actively making choices and putting your mindset in a positive place that is aiming towards a more confident and stronger version of you, you are going to continue to grow and move towards that. And remember, it's about progress, not perfection. So if you're working towards having less negative thoughts and then you have one, or you wake up in just a not great day, a meh day, don't be down on yourself for having that. Just be recognize I'm having a meh day. And what is something that will make me feel better? And whatever that is, do it. Go out and do it. If it's putting on your favorite outfit, if it's going out and going on a hike, I usually do that. I need to take a little social media break when I'm feeling meh, and I just go out with my dog and we go on a hike, and it feels so much better. So figure out what that is for you, and that can be your go-to. And so I'll get more into self-care if you want me to down the road, let me know. But as far as just being your biggest advocate and taking up space, I cannot tell you enough to stop apologizing and start voicing how you really feel about shit. Because again, it is going to lift you up. It's going to take a weight off your shoulders. So long story short, I can't tell you how much it changed my life to start doing that for myself. So if you are struggling to voice your own opinion, and if you're struggling to stand up for yourself, here's what you got to do. For me, I had to take a step back, because for so long I was doing what other people wanted that I honestly didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know what brought me joy. I didn't know what lit me up. So take a second to evaluate your own needs. So ask yourself, what do I want for my life? Ask yourself, what lights me up? What lights me up? What's going to get me out of the bed in the morning? What would make me wake up and be like, man, I freaking love my life. This is awesome. And ask yourself, what does my fuck yes life look like? So what does the best version of me, what does that look like? So create that vision for you, where you want to be, who that person is. And then once you've taken time to really think about that, ask yourself, how do I need to show up for that person? So that is what I would call your highest self. So who do I need to be today to show up for my highest self? How would they react in this situation? Start acting towards who you want to be and creating actions in that mindset. So then you'll actually get there. So you might not be there yet. You might be really struggling to feel confident as hell, but how would that confident person act in this situation right now? Would they sit quietly and let other people make decisions for them, or would they stand up and say something? And the more you start acting in that way, the more your life is going to change. So keep standing up for yourself, take up space in the gym and everything, take up space, get out there. Put yourself out there. And again, like I always say, be confidently uncomfortable. So what are you going to do today to really go confident and put yourself out there that's going to help you work towards the best version of you? I'm so excited to hear about it. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. So go ahead and leave a review. Give me those 5-star reviews. And when you do, let me know. You can screenshot it, tag me, email me. So I'm excited to hear from you guys. Feel free to screenshot and share this. Just make sure you tag me so I can see you're listening. And I will see you next time. Thanks again for listening to Confidently Uncomfortable. I love being able to connect with you here, and honestly, don't want it to end. So head over to my Facebook group, Body Confident Blueprint, and be sure to follow me on Insta at JGoFitLife. Also, if you're ready to get real confidently uncomfortable, go leave this podcast a 5-star review and email me the review screenshot, support@jgofit360.com, for a chance to win a free 30-minute fitness audit and goal setting session. I appreciate your support. See you next time.